It was a crisp, clear morning in October 1983. A gentle mist hanging over the small, peaceful town of Willow Creek, USA. Autumn leaves crunched underfoot, and the air carried the scent of wood smoke and damp earth. There were 9 children in total at the bus stop. Some were giggling, some were flipping through their textbooks, and others were lost in their own little worlds. There was no screech of brakes, no roar of the engine, no sound of tires on asphalt. Worry turned to panic, then to absolute terror. The police were notified. Sirens wailed, piercing the tranquility of Willow Creek. Chaos erupted. Or a terrifying new clue to the secret behind the disappearance of those 9 children? Search parties fanned out, combing every street, every field, every inch of the surrounding forests. Helicopters circled overhead, but nothing. In that year, 9 innocent children mysteriously vanished from a bus stop on a seemingly ordinary morning. It was an incident that shook the entire nation. Cries of parents, the police investigations, the media frenzy, everything was present except answers. For the next 4 decades, this event remained a cold case, a wound that never truly healed. As it pulled up, its doors hissed open, and the children, eager for their day to begin, stepped inside one by one. Their laughter and chatter continued for a moment, echoing from inside the bus as they settled into their seats. The doors closed with a final sigh, and the bus began to move, slowly rolling away from the stop. People had given up hope, but the mystery persisted. Only a few mothers, like Sarah and Ethan's mom, waved from their kitchen windows, watching their children leave for school. They saw the bus start to move, and then, in a terrifying blink, it was just ... gone. Not a sound, no screech of tires, no loud bang, just an empty space, where a moment before, a school bus full of innocent children had been. Then, in 2023, something happened that astonished not just Willow Creek, but the entire world. In a new CCTV recording, the very same school bus that had disappeared 40 years ago reappeared. Was it a trick of time, or a terrifying paranormal incident? Today, we will delve into the depths of that chilling story, attempting to unravel the mystery that lay dormant for 40 years and see how this unbelievable event brought a storm back into the lives of those who had already lost everything. No bus, no children, just an agonizing silence that stretched into decades of dread. The air was crisp and clean, carrying the gentle scent of autumn leaves. Among them was a tear-old Sarah, a cheerful and energetic girl whose eyes sparkled with excitement. She held the hand of her younger brother, 6-year-old Ethan, who was a little shy, but trusted his big sister completely. Their bond was clear, a sweet picture of sibling love. Other children, like Tommy, who was always dreaming of soccer, Kieran with her nose always in a book, and mischievous Sam, added to the lively group, their chatter and laughter filling the morning air. They were all just typical kids, ready for school, completely unaware of the nightmare that was about to unfold. Birds sang their cheerful songs, adding to the peaceful atmosphere as golden leaves drifted softly from the trees to the ground. Everything felt just as it should be, filled with the simple joys of a new day. 9 innocent children, 8 boys and 1 girl, simply vanished from the face of the earth as if they had never existed. Tears streamed down the faces of their parents, tears that would never truly dry. Their homes were now filled only with silence and despair. Everything had been stolen from them, and worst of all, they had no idea why. The bus stop, once alive with children's laughter, became a haunting, silent landmark, a wound that would never heal. Every year on that day, people would gather, light candles, and remember the innocents who never returned. 40 years passed, but the mystery remained, an unsolved riddle that plagued the minds of Willow Creek's residents. Just like that, where the bus had been, only empty air remained. The autumn leaves continued to fall unconcerned, as if nothing had happened. Parents watching from their kitchen windows froze, their gazes fixed on the now empty spot. Their expressions shifted from confusion to alarm, then suddenly to a horrifying emptiness. Sarah took a deep breath, her gaze settling on the bus stop sign that read Safe Haven. She imagined the day unfolding just like any other, ending back in her mother's arms by evening. Her mind was already on the challenging math problem she'd face, and the basketball game she hoped to win. She smiled as she heard the familiar rumble of the bus engine. Everything felt ordinary, serene. Children, their backpacks slung over shoulders, lunchboxes clutched tight, spilled out of their homes. Their laughter echoing through the quiet streets. Their faces glowed with morning sunlight, their eyes full of the day's innocent possibilities. 8-year-old Sarah, looking adorable in her bright yellow raincoat, tightly clutched the hand of her 6-year-old brother, Ethan. They waved goodbye to their mother, their voices full of cheer, and headed towards the bus stop where other children were already gathered. This was the usual routine in Willow Creek. Innocent children assembling, waiting for the school bus, ready to embark on another day of learning. That day, everything seemed the same, or so it appeared. A bright yellow school bus, gleaming in the morning sun, turned the corner and slowly approached the bus stop. Its engine purred with a familiar, reassuring sound, and its windows shimmered. Sarah squeezed Ethan's hand tighter. Their hearts were filled with that pure, innocent excitement every child feels about going to school. The bus pulled to a stop, its doors hissed open, and the children boarded one by one. First Sarah, then Ethan, and then the rest of the children. Everyone settled into their seats, smiles still gracing their faces. The doors closed, and the bus began to move slowly forward. But then, an eerie silence descended. Before the bus could even reach the next bend in the road, with a sudden, impossible lurch, it simply vanished into thin air. When 10 minutes passed and the bus failed to appear, parents frantically began calling the bus company. And then, one day, 40 years later, that very same bus appeared again on CCTV footage. So what was it merely a trick of light? If you find this story gripping and want to know what happens next, be sure to subscribe to our channel right now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our upcoming videos. The year 1983 became an unforgettable scar on the heart of Willow Creek. It was a beautiful, tranquil morning in the quiet town of Willow Creek. At the bus stop, 9 children, ranging in age from 6 to 12, gathered with their backpacks and lunchboxes. Their faces were bright and full of life. Then, the familiar sight appeared. The bright yellow school bus, its engine rumbling softly, turned the corner and headed towards them. What happened next was horrifying in its silence. No adults were directly at the bus stop to witness the impossible event. Minutes stretched into an agonizing wait. Parents who had just waved goodbye started to feel a prickle of unease, which quickly turned into agitation. Their hearts began to pound as the bus didn't appear at the next stop, then the next. Every home felt like a mourning house, filled with a silence that was deafening. The bright, cheerful atmosphere that once filled its streets was replaced by a deep, lingering melancholy. Mrs. Davies, Sarah's mother, seemed to spend every moment of her life consumed by the memory of her children. Each year, on that haunting October day, her eyes still held the same profound pain and an endless longing that time could not diminish. Her heart ached with a mother's constant desire to know where her children were, to hold them just one more time. It was a boring, quiet task, just like any other night. Suddenly, his eyes fixed on a blurry, faint image on the screen. He leaned closer, squinting. At first, he brushed it off, thinking it was just a glitch in the system, a common problem with digital recordings. Experts from different fields were called in, and they reviewed every single frame, every pixel, from every possible angle. People were gripped by a mix of fear, astonishment, and a sudden, fragile, renewed wave of hope. Talk shows, news channels, and online forums exploded with discussions. Conspiracy theories sprang up everywhere, trying to make sense of the impossible. Was it a government experiment? An alien abduction? The media, eager for a sensational story, once again covered the case intensely, shining a bright spotlight on the town's decades-old tragedy. This public frenzy created a sense of hysteria and uncertainty, leaving everyone caught between the desire for answers and the overwhelming feeling of dread. They zoomed in, slowed down, and enhanced the image, desperately trying to find any tiny detail, any clue that could explain what they were seeing. Despite their meticulous efforts, the best they could do was label it an anomalous temporal event, meaning an unexplainable shift or disturbance in time. This label, while technical, only deepened the confusion and nervousness within the team. They were dealing with something beyond their usual understanding, a phenomenon that defied all logic. But as he watched it again, a cold wave of realization washed over him. His heart began to pound with astonishment and a growing sense of disbelief. There was something undeniably real about the ghostly image. Similarly, Mr. Peterson, Tommy's father, a man once known for his strength and resilience, was completely broken by the incident, right at the exact location where the children's bus stop had once been. An old, familiar yellow school bus appeared out of nowhere. It was unmistakably the same bus that had vanished without a trace back in 1983. There was no visible driver behind the wheel, and no children could be clearly seen through its dusty windows. The bus simply materialized for a brief moment, standing still and silent, before it horrifyingly vanished into thin air once again. John felt an intense shock, a chilling emptiness in his stomach, replaced by a sudden, creeping terror. It was impossible, yet he had just witnessed it. He carried the heavy burden of sorrow everywhere he went, a silent testament to the son he lost. The call reached a new young detective named Officer Ben Carter. Carter was unfamiliar with the decades-old mystery of the vanished children. It was a case long before his time. When John told him about a bus reappearing from 1983, Carter's first reaction was pure skepticism. He thought it must be a joke or a trick, but John insisted, his voice full of a genuine fear that couldn't be faked. Finally, Carter went to review the footage himself. As he watched the impossible happen before his very eyes, his initial doubt gave way to profound surprise, then a deep, unsettling curiosity. His eyes widened in absolute shock, realizing that the cold case of Willow Creek was about to get a whole lot stranger. Their lives became a constant, agonizing mix of hope and despair, clinging to any whisper of a clue, while battling the crushing weight of reality. The bus stop, once a place of everyday greetings and childish excitement, transformed into a solemn memorial. The police force, even with the involvement of the FBI, tried every possible lead. Near Willow Creek, an old, forgotten supermarket was being given a complete makeover. As part of this renovation, brand new high-definition CCTV cameras were installed all around the building. Life in Willow Creek had settled into a kind of quiet routine, and people went about their daily lives, mostly unaware of the powerful new eyes watching over their town. They chased down countless theories, interviewed every potential witness, and searched every inch of the surrounding area. No results were found. No bus, no children, no explanation. Eventually, the thick file on the vanished children of Willow Creek was officially marked unsolved. As the years turned into decades, a heavy sense of despair settled over the community. People gradually and painfully gave up hope. The initial shock faded into a quiet, enduring grief, leaving behind a profound sense of injustice and a chilling, unanswered question that lay silent for 40 long years. Every year on the painful anniversary of the disappearance, people would gather there. They placed fresh flowers, their petals soft against the cold ground, and lit candles, their flickering flames a silent tribute to the lost children. It was a somber ritual, a way for the town to remember, to mourn, and to hold on to a faint glimmer of hope that perhaps one day they might understand. These gatherings were filled with old memories, spoken in hushed tones, often accompanied by tears. The heartbreaking sobs of the children's parents echoed through the community. Tears flowed endlessly, refusing to cease. Families were torn apart by grief and unanswered questions. Dreams were shattered, replaced by a chilling silence and a pervasive sense of hopelessness and helplessness. The bus itself became the ultimate mystery. It was as if the earth had simply swallowed it whole, leaving no trace, no clue. Nothing but a gaping void in the lives of everyone in Willow Creek. Terror gripped them as they realized something was terribly wrong. Frantic calls were made, first to the bus company, then to the police. Sirens soon wailed through the once peaceful streets of Willow Creek, bringing a chilling sound that would forever haunt the town. Police cars swarmed the area, and search parties quickly formed, meticulously combing every street, every field, every inch of the surrounding woods. It was an initial investigation filled with frantic energy, but also a growing sense of dread. They suspected an accident, then perhaps a kidnapping, but found absolutely no evidence. The impact on Willow Creek was immediate and devastating. The beautiful, calm town was transformed in an instant into a place of profound sorrow and fear. After that horrific day, Willow Creek was never truly the same. For the parents of the missing children, the passage of time brought no relief, only a deepening sense of weariness and helplessness. The official investigation, despite immense effort, eventually became what is known as a cold case. Decades later, in 2023, technology had advanced in ways no one in 1983 could have imagined. One night, a security guard named John Miller was doing his routine check of the previous night's footage. What he saw next sent a shiver down his spine. John didn't hesitate. He immediately called the police, his voice trembling as he tried to explain what he'd seen. The police immediately launched a new investigation, though they were stepping into a world they barely understood. The CCTV footage became the absolute focus. News of the bus's reappearance spread through Willow Creek like wildfire, quickly reaching every corner of the nation. Officer Carter, despite his initial skepticism, felt a deep sense of responsibility. He decided to meet with Mrs. Davies, Sarah's mother, knowing she had lived with this pain for 40 years. He found her frail and aged, her body weary from a lifetime of sorrow. In one particular moment within the grainy footage, a very faint, almost imperceptible face seemed to appear in the bus window. Instead, the mystery of the 9 vanished children became even deeper and more complex. The police, despite all their new technology and renewed efforts, found themselves completely helpless. Some secrets of the universe remain beyond our reach, forcing us to face the limits of what we know and what we can control. The story of the 9 vanished children and the ghost bus that reappeared after 40 years is a stark reminder that some secrets defy explanation. Forever lingering on the edges of our understanding, while the bus may have shown itself once more, it only deepened the enigma, leaving families, investigators, and a global audience grasping for truth in the face of the impossible. If this story captivated you, please share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most mysterious events. The memory of those 9 innocent children, tragically lost, lived on in every whisper of the wind through Willow Creek. And now, with the chilling tale of the ghost bus, their story and their unresolved fate became immortal. The children of Willow Creek may be gone, but their story, intertwined with the haunting image of that yellow bus, will continue to resonate. A testament to enduring grief and an enduring, unsettling question mark in the annals of the unexplained. Will those children ever truly return, or will that mysterious bus remain forever vanished with its secret? No one knows. And perhaps this profound mystery will never find a solution. But one thing is absolutely certain. Willow Creek, and indeed the entire world, will never forget the day the children vanished, and the day the bus briefly returned. This lasting mystery will continue to haunt and fascinate for generations to come. A mix of sorrow, helplessness, hope, and an aching emptiness that time cannot fill. They had no tools, no methods, and no way to understand this impossible puzzle. The bus had simply shown up and then disappeared again, leaving behind only questions and a chilling feeling of something beyond human understanding. It was blurry, indistinct, but it looked like the face of a child. The people of the town now carried a new, unsettling fear. Would the bus ever reappear again? And if it did, what would that mean? Would it finally bring their beloved children back, ending decades of suffering? Or would its ghostly return just reawaken their grief, tearing open old wounds without offering any comfort? This uncertainty hung over them like a dark cloud, a constant reminder of what they had lost and what they still couldn't grasp. It was impossible to confirm, leaving everyone to wonder. Was it merely an optical illusion, a trick of the light and resolution? Or was it a truly chilling sign from the innocent souls, forever trapped within that phantom bus? This fleeting image filled the investigators and the public alike with a profound dread, a gnawing unease, and a heart-stopping doubt about the true nature of reality. The mystery had not only resurfaced, it had deepened, becoming more terrifying than anyone could have imagined. Yet even after all that time, her eyes still held the vivid memory of her children, a testament to a mother's unending love. When Carter carefully showed her the chilling CCTV footage, a strange glint appeared in her eyes. It was impossible to tell if it was a flash of renewed hope for her lost children, or a fresh wave of paralyzing fear, bringing the nightmare back to life. Carter felt a profound sense of sympathy for her enduring pain, witnessing firsthand the enduring clash of hope and despair that defined her existence. As the days passed, New theories emerged from every corner, fueled by desperation and a need for answers. Some suggested it was a ghost bus, a spectral vehicle existing outside the normal rules of time and space, forever carrying its lost passengers. Others spoke of intricate scientific concepts like parallel universes or dimensional shifts, hinting that the bus might have briefly slipped back into their reality from another. These ideas, though far-fetched, offered a glimmer of explanation for something that otherwise had none. Then came the most haunting glimpse of all. The bus reappearing on the CCTV footage, though incredibly shocking, brought no real answers. Willow Creek remained forever trapped by the mystery of that cursed bus stop. Ultimately, this story serves as a powerful lesson. Some mysteries in life are simply not meant for humans to solve. As our journey into the chilling mystery of Willow Creek comes to an end, we are left not with answers, but with a profound sense of wonder and unease. The pain of Willow Creek is real, a sorrow that echoes through the decades, touching the hearts of those who remember and those who are just learning of the tragedy. Perhaps some mysteries are meant to remain unsolved, challenging our perceptions of time, space, and existence itself. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the unknown.